Looks like we finally know when that Nintendo Direct is happening, so let's talk about all the leaks leading up to it so far.
Block content.
What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And it feels like we are zeroing in on that Nintendo Direct that is supposedly coming this month. Yes, it's not too far off. It actually seems like a lot of people have been saying the same date, so I really wanted to take the time to talk about all this, all the rumors that are talking about this date, why this would actually be happening, and who in the industry is saying something about it, and of course also the things that we've heard in the leading months up to this that actually might be in that Nintendo Direct. The games, the reveals, and of course also the leaks, the speculation that we've talked about for the past couple of weeks about different games showing up every single week, and of course listings and different other leakers that have leaked a lot of games in the past. Now, talking about that very publicly, everything is coming out, so it feels really close. I actually think that we might be seeing more for the Super Mario 35th anniversary soon, and there's a little tiny caveat to this leak as well, that it might actually not be the huge Nintendo Direct, like a main Nintendo Direct, but something else. But what that could specifically be, we'll detail everything about that in this post. I'm very happy that you guys have all joined us today, and I've been, of course, answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And of course, we're doing a brand new show on Blocked Content. We're doing some Let's Play stuff and a whole lot of other cool stuff. So please let me know in the comments down below, what is a game that you treasure, that you really want us to play on the show? And if you put it down in the comments, we will consider it to play it on our actual brand new Blocked Content show. So of course, let's break down a lot of the news, because some of you guys might not be in the loop that there might potentially be a Nintendo Direct on August 28th. Yes, of course, we've talked about many leaks on this channel leading up to that date, and it kind of already feels like something should be happening then, but it was never outright confirmed. Well, now actually a very notable source talks about this, so I wanted to break it down, and a couple of different sources have corroborated this as well. So let's dive deep into it, and this news actually comes to us by way of NintendoWire.com, and it reads, rumor, Nintendo Direct potentially landing on August 28th. And this was originally posted by Tom Brown. It has been a long time since the last general Nintendo Direct aired. Almost an entire year, in fact. Now, we might finally be getting the goods. For the past couple of weeks, numerous insiders have been teasing an event for the end of August. These include Nate Drake and C. Tsubasa on Reset Era, and Jeff Grubb, all of whom have previously leaked Nintendo events in the past, and might I add, successfully. For example, Jeff Grubb knew about Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Paper Mario releasing this year, as well as March's Indie World and Nintendo Direct Mini. The date that is being floated is August 28th. Which would be a Friday, which is somewhat unusual, but this is an unusual year for Nintendo. Well, of course, there's always the chance that this rumor is just that, a rumor, and given the disruptions caused by everything going on in the world, it's possible that plans could fall through. We'll be sure to bring you the latest as it happens. Now, chiming in a little bit more on this is Jonas Suniko from Mickey, and it says Nintendo Direct could happen on August 28th. Nintendo has been pretty quiet about its future releases, and it's only shown off indie titles during its recent Nintendo Direct. However, a new one could potentially showcase the company's upcoming first-party titles. It's been a long while since Nintendo held a major Nintendo Direct geared towards first-party titles. Its most recent Direct Mini focused on indie games for the Switch. The wait of fans may be answered pretty soon, as industry insiders suggest that a major stream will happen soon. major live stream soon. VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb has a good reputation for predicting major events. According to the expert, there's a high possibility of a major live stream happening this August 28. If that is indeed the case, it could mean that Nintendo is working on releasing more titles this year. He says, "I've heard a few things, and I think there's a strong possibility that there is a Nintendo Direct next week, on Friday, the 28th. That's the date that I've heard," Grubb stated recently. In terms of the content, fans should proceed with more caution. The recent Direct was overly hyped, but fans were disappointed to see that it was only third-party titles that were highlighted. With regards to content, he says, "I think there's a lot of signs pointing to next week being a general direct, and there is a general direct coming up. It would seem likely for sure." What fans want to see? Fans mostly want to see more details about upcoming Switch titles. Most notably, these titles are Bravely Second, Metroid Prime 4, and Bayonetta 3. Of these titles, it's Bravely Second that has the highest chance of being released within the year. The game was already showcased at a different direct earlier this year, but not even a release frame was given for this game. Hopefully, we get to see it soon. As for Metroid Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3, both titles were revealed at E3 a couple of years back. Since then, however, the company and the developers behind the game have yet to release even more details about it, which is worrying some fans. Fans are hoping that a Nintendo Direct featuring first-party titles does happen by the end of this month. While the company's release have been great so far, fans are still hoping that Nintendo's other upcoming titles will get the spotlight soon. That upcoming live stream will be the perfect venue for that. And finally, we get to report on a little bit of Video Games Chronicle, saying the next Nintendo Direct will likely take place on Friday, August 28th. That's according to VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, a journalist who has built up a reputation for correctly reporting upcoming industry events. Speaking in the publication's most recent video show, Grubb added credence to recent claims there will be a Nintendo Direct later this month. According to the journalist's sources, Nintendo will likely hold a live stream next Friday, he said. The date matches what similar insiders said earlier this week. And of course, that quote plays. However, the journalist encouraged some caution as to the actual content of any such live stream, pointing to the recent Partner Direct in July, which was highly anticipated by fans due to similar insider leaks, but ended up focusing entirely on third-party content. And at the end of the show, they said, "We're going to have more partner showcases coming up soon, so anything I hear in the back of my mind, there's always that ringing as an echo." Grubb added, however, that "I think that there's a lot of signs pointing to the next one being a general direct. There's been a huge fan demand this summer for information on Nintendo's upcoming games, as disruption caused by everything going on in the world seemingly led to it being even more secretive as usual." Currently, Nintendo has just one first-party game announced for the rest of this year, a Wii U port of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which was announced by a press release earlier this month. Regardless of whether next week's reported event is a general direct or not, Grubb said he would still expect a first-party showcase to arrive before the middle of September at the latest. I was hearing that even before Nintendo announced that they were having a special meeting with investors in the middle of September, he said. "I think that it makes a lot of sense for them to get a direct out of the way before that happens, so they don't have to answer questions like, what games are coming up?" Since 2013, Nintendo has streamed regular Nintendo Direct presentations to update consumers on its product plans. However, complications around remote working have contributed to the company deciding to push back its schedule in 2020. Nintendo did not hold a June Nintendo Direct this year, and there hasn't been a full Nintendo Direct broadcast since September 2019, with the platform holder instead deciding to air smaller streams, mostly focused on individual titles such as Animal Crossing and Smash Bros. In June, the company's president Shintaro Furukawa reaffirmed that its commitment to the Nintendo Direct model, telling investors that it believes the live stream presentations are still an effective means of communication. So of course, as you guys kind of find out here, it is strongly rumored to actually be happening really soon. So I'm really curious what you guys think of all this news of today. if you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. Today's comment question is the 28th actually happening? And as for previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user, Angelo Rivera, saying, personally, I'm skeptical of Eggman joining Smash, but I do remember being skeptical of regional variants for Pokemon Sun and Moon. One thing I do hope we get along with Fighters Pass is a villain or antagonist. One of the things I love most about the base roster reveals was that we had some of the iconic rivals of mainstays like DK and Samus appear. Should Eggman end up being the next fighter, it would be a great addition, and more importantly, not just another iconic hero. I think that is a really great point. I said that in my video. I want more bad guys, I want more different types, I want more different ways of playing, and Eggman will surely bring that. So thank you so much for sending in all your comments. These are so much fun to read through. And of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats you guys sent during live streams. You guys make block content possible. So if you want to have yourself created in blocked content style, join me for a Skype chat, or even have your own ideas become animations, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the blocked content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more blocked content. See ya.